Hello everybody, my name is Benji, and welcome back to Satisfactory. More specifically, welcome back to live and recorded content, stuff that I didn't do like a week or two in advance. Craziness, am I right? We are very, very happy to be back in stream. I miss streams, and I missed content, and I missed all of it. I missed it so much. So it feels really, really nice to be back in here and back to doing all of this lovely stuff. So the first thing you're going to notice, obviously, is the walls on the non-irradiated and irradiated plutonium stuff, and the lights on the particle accelerators, because, you know, it's a center point, and I wanted it to be a center point. So we went on ahead and did that. Today's main focus, though, now that all of the production lines and everything of that nature are done and dusted and complete, what we need to do next is over here. We put this plot of land down, like, literally a month ago now, and it's time to finally use it. So we've got a lot of iron coming in, copper, coal, limestone, sulfur, deuterium, quartz, and water coming into this area. And we're going to be smelting it into ingots or turning it into other stuff and just honestly having a great time with this little 25 by 25, I believe it is, platform. And then figuring out the logistics and everything to actually bring it over and into this monstrosity that requires so many different inputs going so many different places, and there's a lot. There's a lot we gotta do. There's a lot we gotta do, but that's the main focus of today's episode, and we are going to be working on that and hopefully finishing it. And if we actually finish it and get it ready to go and hooked up and working, so to say, we're actually going to be able to turn things on for the first time ever and start amassing the materials that we need for the irradiated sections, and then we can do an irradiated test as well and see if everything is working on the nuclear front. Of course, the actual reactors aren't hooked up to water or anything, so we can't do anything on the plutonium front until that's done, but we'll be working on that. We'll be working on that. Anyway, it feels really, really good to be back. I'm really excited to be bringing you guys some content. There's going to be some reviews coming in the future, specifically Portal, Portal 2, Resident Evil 2, and I think there's one more that I'm forgetting at the moment. And then we'll do some more content as well, but that, we'll figure that out later. I don't have an entire plan on that yet. But we're just going to go on ahead and keep going with this, go collect all of the iron that we need for our heart's content, and also everything else. And it's going to be a logistical nightmare once we get it back to this lovely platform. So stay tuned for my existential dread. We have had one hell of a time setting up deuterium. It has been 2 hours. It is currently 11 o'clock, and I'm probably going to end stream around midnight or 1 a.m. Kind of depends. I don't know whether or not I'm going to want to stay up. We'll figure that out around midnight, which is an extra hour from now. But we have deuterium set up, and that's literally all that we've been able to do in 2 hours was deuterium. The actual machines and stuff was not that bad. Getting the resources to build the machines, I had to take a trip home, so that took a while. And then figuring out this absolute mess of belts has taken so long. I didn't think it would take this long. I thought I was well enough prepared, but no! No, I was not well enough prepared. I was not prepared at all for this monstrosity of belt work. But the deuterium is hooked up, so progress. Basically, each of these systems does 252 deuterium ore per minute, or deuterium ingots per minute from the ore, which is load balanced over here. One of these lines is 720, the other line is 300. Both of the lines split in half and then merge together in this little 2x2 foundation space. The water is coming in as well, which we're going to get at a later date because I don't feel like dealing with it right now. And then everything comes to here. So the the irradiated uranium requires 250 Caterium ingots per minute. So an extra 2 comes down to the smart splitter this way. It merges with the other 252 to create 254, which go to the electromagnetic control rods for the non-irradiated uranium and plutonium. That was a mouthful. I hope you understood, because I barely understand myself. Alright, next up I'm probably going to try to tackle on this floor is the limestone and quartz. So some of the limestone needs to be turned into concrete, and that's probably going to happen right along this little area here. Just another row of refineries, give it a little bit of a walkway. All of the limestone is going to gather over here. This is just kind of a placeholder, but they'll gather over here, and then they'll head over top of everything this way to where they need to go. In addition to that, some of the limestone is being used with quartz, so some of the limestone is actually going to come over this way, and in this little foundation space here, we will have some assemblers for silica and other quartz-related stuff, like quartz crystals. And depending on how much room we have after that, it'll probably be some sort of coal load balancing, which I think I'm going to use drones for, even though I know last time I said I probably wasn't. I changed my mind, and it'll be easier to use drones for that. And then we'll do some water load balancing as well, which is going to be coming in on this foundation space, and then going over top of everything this direction. So we certainly have our work cut out for us still yet today, and then the next floor will be the copper and iron smelting, as well as some other stuff, which I'm currently forgetting. And then we actually have to go out and grab all of the resources, which is going to be an absolute blast, don't you think? I certainly think. Anyway, we're going to get back to work here, and I will give you guys an update when we are done with whatever the heck I'm doing next. Limestone has been set up. Honestly, a lot of the limestone was load balancing rather than actual production, but there are 8 refineries here for production, and then we've got a bit of concrete and a bit of limestone going along here that are going to go around the particle accelerators and over to the irradiated plutonium for both production and sinking purposes. And then we've got 240 limestone coming here for sinking the water from the heat sink process. I know, heat sink, am I right? Whoa, lag. And then we've got another little bit here, the 60 runoff and the 180, or the 60 runoff and a 120 line are combining here to make a 180 line to go over to quartz for silica, and then the other 120 line is combining with a 480 line to make 600 for the sinking purposes. So next up is over here in this little space. We are going to have 10 assemblers for silica and 8 constructors for quartz crystals. The quartz, of course, we are going to be getting from right over this way. There's quartz right here. And we're only going to be using 2 nodes, I believe, actually, in the grand scheme of things. So that's not too bad. And that will probably be enough for the end of stream, unfortunately. Getting all of this done took a lot longer than I thought. I don't really know what I'm going to do in this portion yet. Probably coal drones and some sulfur load balancing, as well as maybe some water balancing, but I don't really think I'll need water balancing. We've got 2 pipes of 375 for the limestone that you can see right there. We've got 2 pipes of 520 for the caterium. And then we're going to have 150 water for the nitric acid. We're going to have an additional 250 water for the sulfuric acid. And then we are going to have another 280 water for the bauxite. So honestly, that water can probably just come straight through everything here and doesn't really need any load balancing. And then we can bring the sulfur from over there to here to be load balanced properly and sent to where it needs to go. And let me think about what else needs to be done. Pretty much after that, it's just coal and, or sorry, not coal, it's copper and iron, which I already said I'm going to do on the next floor up. Except it might not actually be a floor up. I've got, well, actually it might have to be a floor up thanks to that stinky rock that I just see right there. I don't know. We'll figure that out next time. Whether or not we want to do that up or down. Down would honestly look pretty neat in the grand scheme of things because I haven't really done that. I'm just worried about space and things of that nature. But like I said, we'll figure that out next time. Right now, we're going to go on ahead and get back to work on the quartz portion of things here, the silica and the quartz crystals. Get them where they need to go. And then we're going to probably start running some belts if I still want to stream, and if not, we'll be wrapping up. So you will see what that looks like when we get there. We finished up with all of the quartz and, well, that's about it. We finished up with the quartz. So we've got the silica being made into 10 assemblers, and the quartz crystals being made in the 8 constructors. They go to their current destination, and this place is turning into a mess of spaghetti faster than you can say spaghetti. It's great. And there's more to come. As you can see here, there are 3 pipes and 3 belt inputs left blank. Over here, there's another 5 belt outputs left blank. There's 2 more here that need to go somewhere else. There's also a 6th one down there that hasn't been connected yet. Over here, there's still 1, 2 that aren't connected to anything. And most of those are iron and copper. Some of them are coal. There's 2 more over here hidden away in a little itty-bitty corner. One of those is iron, one of those is coal. And yeah, basically we've got the sulfur done here, we've got the quartz and everything done as well. We need to put the drone ports for the coal down and make sure that we leave it open so that it actually looks nice whenever they're coming in and out. And then the top floor, which is probably going to be like half of a top floor, is going to be for copper and iron smelting, which is going to require a lot of stuff that I don't feel like getting into tonight. So the last thing that we're going to do tonight is actually go around and start to collect some things. So let me actually really quickly go and grab my interactive Satisfactory map for you lovely people. Chat is no longer going to show up for just a moment. So we are going to be grabbing 4 pure limestone nodes. Here's 1. Here's 2, here's 3 way down here with this other caterium that we're going to be grabbing, and here's 4 over by some copper. So this 4th one is going to just be brought along and in. This one's going to be brought under and up. This one's going to be brought up. And then this one is going to be gotten at a later date when we go and grab this caterium. In addition to that, we're going to be grabbing this copper and this copper. We're going to be grabbing this iron, this iron, this iron, and these 2 irons. We're going to need this sulfur right here. And I already mentioned that caterium. Other than that, we're just going to be grabbing water from up here on top of the waterfall. And eventually this coal node over here with some drones and spicy stuff being brought back over to here. Now, the alternative to that, I'm going to take it back to the game. The alternative to that is I just take the coal and run it along a belt on this little road right here. This road will actually take us pretty much straight through the Titan Forest over to where the coal is. I'll just show that off really quickly here. Where's the coal? I say it's going to be quick, and then I just completely lose track of where I'm going. Here it is. Here's the coal. So the alternative to drones is just running the coal along this little road here, because there's the coal, and here's the road, and we just follow that. That's the one option of things that we do, and that would make it easier on terms of space, and we might not need to have a second floor to the refinery project. And then the other alternative is obviously do drones and have a second floor. However, we need, I believe it's 64 smelters for iron and 34 for copper, so I don't know if that'll fit in this little foundation space that we have here anyway, which would require a second floor anyway, which would mean that running the coal along the ground would just be pointless regardless. I'm going to do some thinking off camera about that. Right now, what I'm going to do is grab the quartz from up here, grab this caterium, and start grabbing some limestone, and by the time that I've grabbed enough limestone to make me want to shoot myself in the face, I am going to end the stream, and I will do you guys a wonderful little outro when or if that happens. So, we didn't get a whole lot else done in the grand scheme of things. I would have liked to have gotten more done today overall, but in general, we did make some good progress. We got caterium smelting done, we got limestone organization done, we got quartz processing done. The only things that we need to do from here on out are iron, copper, coal, water, and actually getting all of the resources. Sulfur is going to be gotten from over there, which will be fine. 2 of the iron nodes are going to be from over there, and we started setting up some limestone and other things, but I ran out of belt material. So we went on ahead and stopped, and we'll continue with that at a later date. I am currently yawning because it is 1 o'clock in the morning. It has been a 4-hour stream. We got a decent amount done. I would have liked to have gotten more done, but in the grand scheme of things, any progress is good progress. But that is going to go on ahead and wrap up today's recap video / wrap up today's stream. I'm going to end stream separately as per usual, obviously, but thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed being back in the saddle. Good time for an autosave, by the way. I've certainly enjoyed being back in the streaming realm, back in the recording realm, and back in every other content creation realm possible. I missed it. I missed you guys. I really appreciate everything you do for me, including all of our new subscribers and all of that good stuff. But without further ado, adios, sayonara, au revoir, hasta la vista, das vidania, wiedersehen, ciao, and goodbye. God, it feels good to do that again. I will see you all in the next one. Have a wonderful night. Later.